Welcome back. For the next project that I have some footage of, I don't have very much and not all of it's very good. But hopefully that's okay because this video will be short. What I built solved two problems. One is that my desktop is glass. Here's a picture of the desk when I first moved into the house. You can see that it's an entirely glass desktop, and it is, I assume, fairly strong, and it's, thicker than a window pane. And for years it's been holding monitors and whatever else I've set on it. But as I started doing two different YouTube channels, I was setting more stuff on it. Microphone, lights, webcam stand, and other things. And I began to worry about the weight, so I wanted something. I considered buying or building an entirely new desk because I wanted to be able to put more equipment here. This is my little studio in the corner of my bedroom. The other problem that I wanted to solve was raising up my monitors. I'm over 6 feet tall, and when I have the monitors sitting on the desktop, I have to look down at them. And even with the little risers that you buy at, office supply stores, they're a few inches tall. Those raised the monitors up a little bit, but I was still looking down at them. I thought about building my own risers and maybe stacking risers or whatever to get the monitors up to eye level. But what I built was a really large riser that basically raises up the level of my desk about 6 inches. And also because of where I put the main feet or legs of this riser, it distributes the weight of everything that I place on it on the posts of the desk. Now here's some plywood. I cut out the shape without showing the measurements or anything, but this is the bottom side of what's going to be the top surface, and I've drawn a rectangle there where I'm going to place the legs, and the leg, this is one of the legs. It's 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood glued together, and it's going to sit right there in that rectangle and be screwed in from the top as well as glued. You can see that the riser surface isn't entirely rectangular. There's a reason for that. This is a center leg, which weight isn't going to rest on one of the supports of the desk. But I was hoping that it would make sure that the center of the riser wouldn't bow much. Not that it should with 3/4 inch plywood, but this is the other leg, also 2 pieces thick, and there's the rectangle where it's going to go. And this is basically what it would look like upside down when I get finished with it. Once I got those legs screwed and glued into place, I, of course, sanded the entire thing, top, bottom. I beveled the edge just a little bit with the router so there wouldn't be sharp corners on the front of it. You can see the edge of it right here. It's been in quite a few of my last few videos showing up. That's the section that comes out just a little bit. And then I covered the entire thing with a coat of polyurethane, or probably multiple coats of polyurethane, clear, gloss. And once it was dried and smooth, I set my monitors up on it, and then I was able to buy one of those clamp-on monitor mounts that I didn't want to clamp on to the glass desktop because I was afraid that, any movement of that might just snap off a chunk of glass and then I have to buy a new desk. But on this 3/4 inch piece of plywood, I can clamp that on. So this monitor, which you see over here, oh look, there's me recording myself. That monitor's on one of those clamp-on monitor mounts that has an arm, so I can adjust its height and direction, and I can even change it to vertical orientation if I want to. And here's a video right after I had first gotten it set up, and this is the one that I apologize for. It's not very good quality video, but you can see the desktop riser in place. This space here under the left, I can easily slide my keyboard under there. There's the left leg supporting the weight, and it's right above where the supports of the glass desktop are, or very close. And there is a riser up on top of that. Over here, there's another hole. I do need to replace that mouse pad. I have since I made this footage. That mouse pad was far too big to fit in that little space, and then I have another space over at the side. So all of these spaces under the riser I can use for storage, and I do sometimes slide the keyboard and mouse up under there if I need to put a paper or notebook here. Now, since I've made this initial footage, I have moved the mic stand and other things and set more stuff up there on that riser. And so far, it's very solid and it's holding everything. And of course, the monitors are up at a height that I could just look directly at them. I have also since moved the light so it's not right in my eyes now. It's up above a little bit more. Anyway, I told you this would be short. It just solved 2 problems. One, that I was worried about what the desktop could support being just glass, and 2, raised everything up just a little bit to where I'm not constantly bending my neck down and holding the weight of my head with my neck muscles. I can just relax and look directly at the screens. This was not a difficult project. It was just time consuming because of making sure all the cuts were just right. I had to measure here on the desktop between where the supports come up under the glass because that's where I definitely wanted those feet to rest. I did put some non-slip felt pads, not felt, but whatever those pads are underneath those feet, so it doesn't mar the desktop and also doesn't move around. And definitely, if I ever replace this desk, I'm not going to go with a glass desktop. It was pretty and looked, kind of cool when I first bought it. But when I first bought it, I didn't realize that I would eventually put all these things on it. I'm even halfway considering someday building my own desk, but I'm a little iffy about that. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.